Good afternoon and welcome to Winchester News Online. I'm Alistair English. One of the popular places in Winchester may be in order for a second instalment, as the people of Winchester may finally be able to access quick grub on the move. Tom Hooker went out this morning to see what all the fuss was about.
This is a common sight for many living in Winchester, but soon we could be seeing double. McDonald's could see its first drive-through restaurant in the area, providing an extra outlet for fast food goers outside the city centre. This is the spot that could see a new McDonald's take shape, here at Tesco car park in Winol. But does the city really need another golden arch?
The problem is they just need to clean up afterwards. That's the biggest issue. As long as they have a litter picker and they clear up after, I think it's okay.
As long as the traffic doesn't cause a problem, and also the litter as well.
I think we've got enough McDonald's.
No, I don't think it needs another fast food. I don't think McDonald's is great for people, and I put it here.
Winchester City Council's planning committee will discuss the plans next Monday. Tom Hooker, Winchester News Online.
New plans for a solar farm in Pitt, just west of Winchester, is meeting backlash from the council as the area is branded a wonderful view. Ed Brown has more.
Winchester is going green, with another solar farm being proposed. A large farm planned to be erected at Pitt Down is in the planning stages, but its future is looking cloudy. Winchester councillor Caroline Horrell says a solar farm here at Pitt Down would destroy the beautiful landscape.
The desire to provide renewable energy is a positive initiative, but the location of the solar farm should ensure that the landscape is not adversely impacted.
After the proposal of Boomtown Solar Farm last week, the greener the better for Winchester. Ed Brown, Winchester News Online.
According to the recent census survey, less than half of people in England and Wales identify as Christian for the first time ever. We sent our reporter Harry Jewell to find out more.
Britain is changing. In the recently published census data, Christianity has become a minority religion for people in England and Wales for the first time. 46.2% of people said they identified as Christian, down from 59.3% a decade ago. Those with no religious faith went from 25% to just over 37%. Britain has become more religiously diverse. Those who practice Islam went from 4.9% to 6.5%, and Hinduism went from 1.5% to 1.7%.
My opinion is that the church today is still using a language and a thought form from the Bronze Age, and 21st century people simply don't want to try and fit in with that thought form.
England as a whole is actually still a very Christian, like we all celebrate Christmas and things like that.
I don't identify as a Christian, so yeah, it's not too hard to believe. I don't know any hardcore Christians.
But I guess people find their spirituality where they find it.
The university was founded on core Christian principles. The site that is now the university was once a Christian training college, so the university may have to adapt in this increasingly secular society. Harry Jewell, Winchester News Online.
The 1st of December marked World AIDS Day, a day where people across the world come together to help fight the stigma towards and raise awareness for those living with HIV and AIDS. Izzy Higgs has more.
The 1st of December marked the start of the countdown to Christmas, but was also another significant day in the calendar. Every year, December 1st is World AIDS Day, which exists to help reduce the stigma towards those living with HIV and AIDS.
On the day, we suggest that people wear the red ribbons as an opportunity to spread awareness, but also we suggest that people do a little bit more research in order to educate themselves. So by going onto the World AIDS Day website and just finding out all about HIV and AIDS and things that you can do to prevent the disease from spreading. As with any daily campaign where it is just stuck to one day, I think making sure that you're doing research and finding out more through like a wider breadth of information, just so that it's not like a token day where we'd go, let's all wear a red ribbon but not really understanding the meaning behind it. Obviously it's a good opportunity to also commemorate the people that we have unfortunately lost. Obviously when HIV and AIDS was a big thing in the 80s and 90s, we were losing so many lives because people weren't educating themselves about it. So as much as it's an opportunity to celebrate how far we've come, it is an opportunity to kind of remember those that have been lost along the way.
In Western culture, HIV and AIDS historically have affected the LGBTQ+ community more than any other. But through medical advancement and reducing stigma, things are looking up.
Which aims to eliminate AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. And that concretely means that by 2030, the number of new HIV infections should be reduced by 90%.
It doesn't mean the same thing today that it used to mean back in like the 80s and 90s. It isn't a death sentence anymore.
Izzy Higgs, Winchester News Online.
Over in Farnborough, one of the main roads connecting the international airport to the M3 is currently undergoing a huge transformation. Alfred Morris is there to show how the roadworks are affecting traffic in the town.
Over in Farnborough, the Linwood Road expansion is well underway, and the traffic jams caused by the roadworks are backing up all the way into the town. It's left some locals feeling rather disgruntled.
Many residents have expressed their concerns surrounding the expansion on the North Camp Matters Facebook page, including the impact on local businesses which operate along the now often deadlock road, the added time to journeys for residents who drive or take buses to work, and the issues surrounding safety, such as Wavell students who now have to cross much busier and more hectic roads to get to and from school. The Linwood Road will be closed in the direction of the town for 6 months, and then will be closed in the opposite direction for a further 6. Currently, as well, the first stretch of Alexandra Road is receiving works too, further perpetuating the traffic throughout the town. As you can see from the colours of the road, red being near standstill traffic, all the area in this circle is experiencing heavy traffic as a direct knock-on from diversions from the works. However, Hampshire County Council say that the Linwood Road is an important and strategic and regional link for the Farnborough Airport and the International Exhibition and Conference Centre, and that the £10.88 million scheme aims to reduce journey times and increase traffic capacity, partially by widening the road right here at the Park Road roundabout. Whether or not this will work is still up in the air, but as traffic continues to cause disruption, the locals will continue to have to leave more time for their journeys. Alfred Morris, Winchester News Online.
Quite overwhelming. Musicians go through mental health problems for a number of reasons. Our reporter Charlie Swaddling shone a light on the matter to see why.
Musicians' mental health has always been an issue. However, it has come to light more often in recent years due to personal problems which these musicians share, such as anxiety. Earlier this year, singer Sam Fender tweeted, "It seems completely hypocritical of me to advocate discussion on mental health and write songs about it if I don't take the time to look after my own mental health." Other issues include addiction and homesickness, and these issues are becoming more acknowledged.
Look at the amount of musicians who've developed problems with substance abuse because they've needed a way of coping with the pressures on them, you know. At the time, it's almost like the word mental health hadn't really been invented, but they were definitely going through it, and that's why they felt the need to use that crutch to get them through it. Everyone feels things, and it's always been okay to feel things. It's just not been as widely accepted that you can go, I'm going to pull out or not do this or do this to protect my mental health. It's only a recently developed thing that is something you can say, and it will be acceptable. It's got to be accepted, you know?
Because of the pressures that some musicians have to face, charities such as Music Support are there to help those who are struggling.
The music industry is an incredible industry, as we all know, but it is tough. A lot of artists going on stage, they've got to play in front of 100,000 people. With Music Support, you speak to one person and they will speak to you about anything and everything, and you will stay with them. You will continue having calls with them until you have found the treatment or the support you need.
Charlie Swaddling, Winchester News Online.
Panto season is back. Oh no, it's not. Oh yes, it is. And the Theatre Royal in Winchester is opening their doors to the Emerald City with their production of the Wizard of Oz. Sinead Cochran walked the yellow brick road to tell us more.
With the Christmas lights on and the Christmas market open and welcoming thousands of visitors, there's still something missing to truly start the festive season in Winchester.
A pantomime.
It's a key part of the festive celebrations. Thousands of people come from, not just Winchester, from all over to come and see it. And I think what's so lovely is our Dame, Julian Erdley, has been in pantomimes for the past 14 years, and children and families have grown up with him, and so it's just wonderful to see that sort of memory and those experiences of what all the families having together.
The Wizard of Oz is written and directed by James Barry, who has directed 13 shows at the Theatre Royal, with music by Simon Slater, who worked with James last year on their production of Cinderella. The duo are met by a whole load of talent from this year's cast, including recent theatre graduate Abigail Coy and returning pantomime dame Julian Erdley.
For theatres like this, Panto is the critical part of the business model. Financially, it's so important that everybody comes to Panto and supports theatres. Our vision as a charity is to delight and unite our communities, and Panto does that brilliantly.
The Theatre Royal are making sure that everyone can enjoy the magic of Panto, with relaxed performances, BSL interpreted performances, and a touch tour and audio described performance. There will also be 2 live streams for those who will enjoy the magic of Panto from their own home. Sinead Cochran, Winchester News Online.
The word of the year has been announced, but it stretches back to when COVID was around and people were trapped in their homes. One of the first uses was back in 2009 and has become in ever frequent use since. Today, I went to find out whether people had heard of it and what they thought of it.
It's that time of the year again. No, not Panto. No, not Christmas. Oxford have released their word of the year, and it's not what you would expect. Goblin mode. This means to be unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy.
It's the first time the choice has been opened up to the public, and over 2 weeks, over 300,000 people dragged themselves out of Goblin mode and cast their vote.
No, I wouldn't have derived that from Goblin.
Goblin
or
doesn't,
mode.
shout at me, lazy.
Have you ever been unapologetically lazy?
Yes.
Frequently.
Okay.
No, Goblin mode, I thought, no, not for me.
What's your reaction to it?
Never heard of it.
Bit weird, but bit odd.
No, I wouldn't think to link those words to lazy.
The runners-up were Metaverse with 14,000 votes and #IStandWith with just over 8,500 votes. Alistair English, Winchester News Online.
With Christmas just around the corner, Marwell Zoo are welcoming the public for a brand new festive event. We sent Amelia Hopkinson to the opening night to see what it was all about.
For the first time ever, Glow Marwell has taken over Marwell Zoo and transformed it into an immersive light trail. Those visiting will have a brand new experience of the zoo, completely different to anything during the daytime. The 140-acre park has been decorated with more than 250,000 LED bulbs to create a magical winter wonderland.
We've got great landscaping and, people love coming to the park in the day, so it was how can we make it magical at night. So.
The Winter Light Trail avoids animals which will be more responsive to the event than others. The lighting is directed outside of the animals' habitats and music will be kept to a minimum. The event also finishes at 9 p.m. to ensure that all animals can have a good night's rest. Along the trail, visitors will also find plenty of photo opportunities, as well as some light walkers and juggling acts on selected nights. People can also write down a wish and place it onto the wishing tree before stopping off to warm up and toast some marshmallows. Visitors will also be greeted by a flurry of snow as they make their way through certain parts of the attraction.
The reaction's been just fantastic, and particularly from our younger visitors as well. You have to remember when you're only about 3 or 4 foot high, everything's giant scale. And certainly because hardly anybody ever gets to see Marwell Zoo at night. There's only a few of us who are lucky enough to work here who ever actually get to see this place after hours. So from that point of view, it's a very new experience for everybody.
Amelia Hopkinson, Winchester News Online.
And finally, the annual Santa Fun Run took place in Winchester City Centre this Sunday. The event, hosted by Naomi House and Jack's Place, had children, babies and even dogs taking part in the 5k run. Jen Howard was there to get in on the festive fun, all in aid of charity.
Here comes Santa Claus. Naomi House and Jack's Place Santa Fun Run took place on Sunday. All types of Father Christmases ran through the streets of Winchester to raise money for the Hampshire Children's Hospice charity.
This event has been taking place for 14 years, with this year seeing over 700 contestants take part in the Santa Fun Run, which is more than they saw even pre-COVID. The event is a key fundraiser for Naomi House and Jack's Place to raise money for children's hospices across the county.
We've raised hundreds of thousands of pounds from this event, and that's the whole purpose of these fun runs and all the activities that we organise. They're about raising money so that we can support children and young adults with life-limited and life-threatening conditions. And the amazing thing is, year after year, hundreds of people turn out. Cold, wet, snowy, doesn't matter.
Naomi House and Jack's Place encourage all types of people to join in and walk, run or skip the 5k run.
It's a great fundraiser and it's a great publicity to just raise awareness of what the charity does.
It was more of a walk really, but yeah, no, it's a good laugh. We came with my daughter from Southsea.
We had scooters, we've got buggies. We didn't come to get a PB today, we just came for fun and that's what we had.
Participants end the race with a mince pie in a flurry of snow by the Guildhall in Winchester. Jen Howard, Winchester News Online.
That's all your news for this week's. Thanks for watching.